Hi Pisces, welcome to Lux Tarot. This is going to be your general reading for the month of October. I'm not going to read specific in any particular context. Obviously, if the cards come out and they're overtly romantic or, you know, they signify a work relationship, whatever, then obviously I'll read them in that given context. But as it stands, this is just your general monthly. So let's get into it. Pisces, I hope everyone's okay for the month of October. I hope that you're manifesting the full moon, which is today, and using that energy well. Alright, my Pisces. This, by the way, incidentally, guys, is just a little miniature version of the Celtic cross because I'm working within time constraints. So I did stipulate that on other videos as well, so it'll probably sound like a broken record if you've checked out your other signs, but it is what it is, basically. So this works for me, so this is what we're doing. Right, Pisces, let's get into it for you guys. Going on for my Pisces for the month of October. Okay, nice. Okay, so your overall card, your energetic card for the month of October is actually the Star. It's fabulous. It's a beautiful card. Major Arcana, it's the Aquarius card. So you could well be dealing with one, but if you're not, it's just an energy that's around you and that you're embodying to get through the month of October. Okay. Sweet. Okay. Pisces, this is, I was going to call you Aquarius then because I'm looking at the star. This is a fantastic reading so far. I can see here that we've got some really positive cards. Okay, so first to begin with, we've got your star, which is obviously your overriding energy, which is the energy that you will successfully embody throughout the month of October, and you know it will get you through basically. So there could be some healing going on with your Pisces. I mean, everyone is always healing anyway, you know, even especially if you're a light worker or if you're somebody that gives a lot to the spiritual community. I mean, you're always working on yourself, and you're always needing to make sure that you go within and that you nurture yourself, you know. But the star is hopes, it's dreams, it's being in touch with the kind of the ethereal world, if you like, and it's making sure that, you know, you're acknowledging your inner self and your own light, which is brilliant. And the reason I mention your own light is because we've got the Hermit here as well, which is all about going within to find your own light and your own truth. Very much a spiritual teacher, and I love these two cards really, although I'm not necessarily reading them together because they're in different positions to as energies to throw up in your reading. They're just really, really nice and complementary. So I'm loving this really, you know, the star within and the star there that's, you know, overriding in this card really. So it's really, in this card even, it's really nice. Okay, so we've got that as an overriding energy, which is lovely. Okay, so we've got you, and it's so sweet really, you know, when you think about it. We've got the fish here in the cup, and it's just a Piscean card really for me. I mean, I know that major arcanas have got, you know, we can relate to each of the signs, you know, the major arcana, but on a kind of, on a, you know, a little micro level, yeah, you know, a microcosm sense, we've got the Pisces cup, you know, the page, which is quite sweet. So you're in a bit of an element here. You're in your element, and you're feeling quite emotional, and you're feeling yourself basically, you know, you're in your feels, and you're basically where you should be, you know, you're in a good place, I would say, definitely. You know, this is very positive, this is good. What's actually crossing your ear is the Hermit. So maybe, you know, you're, for the energy of the month, we've got the star, which is in a healing, and it's, you know, retaining your hopes, your desires, and obviously, you know, keeping in touch with that spiritual self, which, you know, Pisces is also good at really. I would say that this crossing you is maybe, you know, reminding you that while it's good to go within, you know, it can also present a little bit of a blockage. Sometimes we need to come out of the dream world in order to interact with the rest of the world, no matter how difficult that may appear given the current kind of climate of things and what's going on in the world. But maybe, you know, the time for reflection is something that is now maybe due to, you know, is to not to totally subside, because we always need to be checking ourselves and going within, but it might be time to obviously, you know, just come out of that energy a little bit, that dream kind of like energy. Alternatively, you could just be dealing with a Virgo who is just irritating you because it's crossing your peace of mind, as it were, you know, it's crossing your energy here. So it could be a blockage. So you could have someone who's a Virgonian who, you know, Sun, Moon or Rising even, who basically is presenting a bit of a blockage in your life for the month. So you just need to be careful of that, you know. And we'll gather if this is a person or not actually the more I look at your cards. But in the past we've got the Hierophant, so maybe there's been a set of strict values that you've had to adhere to. Maybe you've been dealing with a Taurus in the past as well. That's also a massive possibility, that you've been dealing with somebody that's kind of put you more in touch with yourself and made you kind of have to reflect on doing a little bit of healing or whatever. It could be a past relationship, or it could just be the energy of values, you needing to withstand your put your boundaries up and make sure that your values and your ethics are being met, really. But to me, I think this is a person, could well be a Taurus, doesn't have to be, could be someone just embodying the Taurian energy, or, if it's an institution, if it's something to do with work, then it could be work. You will best know what your situation is to apply what it is that I'm telling you. But essentially, if it's a person, then obviously they've generated this need for you to do some extra healing and to make sure that you're focusing on your own kind of inner light, which would relate to this as well. But however, this is causing a bit of a blockage, so it could also be time to come away from that. But if not, then it's a person that you're dealing with, as was that in the past. This Virgo, though, that's causing a bit of a blockage, what you've got coming towards you is a bit of underhandedness. So maybe look out for a Virgo around you who's not being above board. You maybe need to be conscious of the fact that not everyone is as pure in intent, with their intentions, or pure-hearted as what you are. And you are appearing in your energy in, the presence of a page. Now, pages are very innocent, naive, and I would say quite, not gullible necessarily, but unassuming. So be very careful that you're not perhaps either reflecting enough and using your wisdom, using the wisdom that's here, that's depicted in the Hermit, because he's a wise person, or she, focusing on the inner self. But they're wise, there's wisdom associated with this card, so maybe you're not applying enough wisdom, and something that's coming towards you as an energy. And as you can see, the way it's looking back, like he's got one over. I really don't like the Seven of Swords, like I don't like the Five of Swords. But if that's what you're coming towards, then maybe you need to put that cup down and just wise up a little bit, because I really don't like that as an energy that's coming towards you. It could be a Virgo though, or it could just be asking you to make sure that you apply the wisdom, having gone within. But as a blockage though, if I'm going to read it in terms of a blockage, it's probably more so a Virgo, and you need to be careful with their intentions and wise up a little bit, come out of the page and kind of use a bit of wisdom. There's a bit of a dual meaning to that card there. In your hopes and your fears, we've got the Empress, and that's a lovely card. It's a fab card to get for the month of October. So I understand why you hope for this. I mean, again, we could be dealing with a Taurus. You could be dealing with a Taurus, male or female, it doesn't matter. So, it could be that you've got a Taurus that you're hoping for, that, maybe has caused you to go within and have to do a little bit of healing, and then you needing to go within, and perhaps, there's been some blockages, but there's definitely an underhanded energy that's coming towards you, so you need to be conscious of that. As hopes and fears, I could see why you'd hope for this. If it's a Taurus that's coming towards you, then I would be open to that offer, definitely, because we've got the Knight of Cups here in terms of guidance. So I'd just be open. I think it's absolutely fine to be who you are, but just be careful of other people's intentions, because not everyone is as pure as what you are. For the Pisceans that I'm reading for anyway, not everyone is as genuine as what you are. They just don't. And some people even, they don't even revere the energy of innocence. They just don't. They will take the piss if they can. They will, take what they can from you, and they won't care. So just be very, very careful about energies coming towards you. Be discerning is what I would say, and especially with this here. Definitely. But as for the Empress, this is for hopes and fears. If you want this, if you want that kind of, that seat of vibrancy the Empress has, then definitely, you need to remain open, I would say, but mature. Have you noticed that we go from the page, which is of innocent, and we make that bit of a, the leap over to the Knight? Although there's only a marginal difference between them, there's still a maturity level difference between them. So maybe, lose the naivety and the gullibility, and be more discerning about the energy coming towards you in order to gain what it is that you want. This the seat of reverence, if you like, from whoever this person could be in the past. But be open to offers, be open, but just be discerning with it. And I think in your outcome, if you're not dealing with a Leo, which you well could be because it's major arcana, the strength card is Leo associated. I would say that, you know, as an outcome, this is just asking you really to remain strong, remain steadfast in your power. Definitely being discerning, but at the same time keeping that sweet, gentle nature about you, because the Knight of Cups is very, very sweet. But in terms of the advice, that's what it's actually telling you to do. And I do think that, you know, you'll win out, you'll be fine with the Strength card here. So, you know, Pisces, it's looking pretty good. The only card I would be worried about is this year, but, you know, you're smart enough at the end of the day, and I'm telling you now in advance anyway, you'll be absolutely fine. October looks really lovely. Your overall energy is the Star. It's so nice, you know, it's putting you in alignment. It's making sure that, you know who you are, you know that you're inside, you've got that inner level of tranquility. It's your hopes, it's your dreams, you know, it's really a lovely card, you know. And if you could be dealing with an Aquarius, but even if you're not, for you energetically, the month of October is looking pretty good. Just keep your wits about you. Okay, Pisces, that's you over the month of October. I will be uploading love readings in the next couple of days, but for the time being, this will be it. So it's been really, really brilliant reading for you. And like I say, the reading has been quite positive. So hopefully this has resonated. If it hasn't, check out your other signs. If I've been repetitive in the other videos, then I'm sorry. It's because obviously I need to get the message out to various other signs as well, to do with how I read, etc. and so on and so forth. But I hope you've enjoyed your reading, and I hope the month of October goes really well for you. Okay, take care, Pisces.